Hello, I'm Bonnie Boswell. According to the latest census, there are nearly 20,000 Vietnamese Americans living in Los Angeles. Many of the first came after the end of the war in 1975. Others followed, bringing with them stories of conflict, courage, and insight. The 2016 Pulitzer Prize winner for fiction, The Sympathizer, is a historical spy novel. Its author is Viet Thanh Nguyen, a professor at the University of Southern California. Give us a synopsis of the book.
The Sympathizer is a novel about a communist spy in the South Vietnamese army, and when Saigon falls or is liberated, depending on your point of view, his job is to flee with that army to the United States, where he's going to spy on their efforts to take their country back. He's a spy who actually sympathizes greatly with his enemies as well as his friends. So that's the drama of the entire book. How does he survive being a Vietnamese in America, a communist who actually loves capitalism at the same time?
Why did you have to write this book?
I wrote this book because no one else had written it. I came as a refugee from the Vietnam War to the United States when I was 4 years old and grew up here in the US as someone who is both Vietnamese and American. When we first came to the United States, I went first to Pennsylvania, to Harrisburg, where there was a refugee camp. And in order to leave that camp, you had to have a sponsor. So one sponsor took my parents, one sponsor took my 10-year-old brother, one sponsor took my 4-year-old self. And that was the beginning of memory and the beginning of being an American for me. Well, when I was about 10 or 11, I saw Apocalypse Now for the first time, and I was an American boy, and I was rooting for the Americans. And on the other hand, I was Vietnamese and watching Vietnamese people get killed. That memory of being split into was one of the inspirations for wanting to write The Sympathizer.
On the next edition of Bonnie Boswell Reports, we'll talk to Professor Nguyen about the irony of being both a part of a culture and outside it. For PBS SoCal, I'm Bonnie Boswell.